Greetings everyone, this is SteamTeamRedubUK, CC Trainor-Ling, and I'm back to bring you another episode review from Season 7 of The Loud House. So let's get right into it. Today's episode is Beg, Borrow, and Steal. In this episode, Lincoln borrows money from Lola so he can buy a rare David Steele collectible, and although he finally gets what he wants, he has to work off his debt not just for Lola, but eventually his other sisters as well. The episode is pretty straightforward, with Lincoln falling victim to a mafia-style situation where on 2 occasions he finds himself low on cash and he has to turn to someone else for the funds he needs. First, he signs a contract with Lola where she'll give him money in order to buy multiple David Steele mystery boxes. He keeps getting the same action figures after every purchase until he finally gets the one figure he's looking for. On a rather intriguing side note, I don't know how much Lola gets paid for the many pageants she's competed in over the years, but with the amount of money she keeps giving Lincoln to buy all those boxes, I'm starting to think she's the richest sibling, if not the richest family member in the Loud House. I know I'm probably exaggerating when I say that, but considering how much a mystery box must cost and how Lola always had the right amount of money to give her brother, I thought, god damn, she must be loaded. She's busting out Benjamins like it's nothing. Anyway, when the time comes for Lola to collect the money and Lincoln's wallet is completely empty, he has no choice but to be her personal assistant in order to pay off his debt. After adding more to his tab when he causes damage to Lola's princess card, the dress she wanted to return to Reininger's, and a crystal teapot she bought from the mall, Lincoln turns to Lenny, Lily, Lynn, Lisa, and Lucy to help him pay off Lola, so long as he promises to repay them. They pool their money together so Lincoln can get Lola off his back, but then he has his other sisters hounding him 1 week later for the money he owes them, and he once again has nothing in his wallet. I have to say, Lincoln really didn't think this plan of his all the way through. Like, was he really that distracted to not realize he didn't have any money to repay anyone? He must have been, considering we never see him raising any money prior to any of his sisters telling him he needed to pay off his multiple tabs. The only time he contemplates doing odd jobs for money is right near the end, so it's kinda strange how he never thought to do that earlier. Also, given how much money he needed to pay off his debt to Lola, it seemed a little too soon for the other girls to start asking Lincoln for the kind of money that would seem impossible to gather in just 1 week. It made sense for Lola to immediately demand the money because Lincoln signed a contract, whereas he entered a simple verbal agreement with his other sisters. However, I'm not even mad about any of the girls wanting their money right away because it played right into the whole kid-friendly mafia-style story they were going for. Lincoln made a deal and he should have realized what he had gotten himself into and how he was going to get himself out of it. The girls were like, hey, you said you needed money, so now we're here to collect. Time to pony up, kid. Also, take note how Lily doesn't hand Lincoln any money. Why exactly was she getting on Lincoln's case for something he neither took nor was offered from her? Was she just copying what her other sisters were doing just to feel included? Was she talking about the pretend money from her toy cash register? I have no idea. Either way, Lincoln is once again forced into doing favors for his sisters so he can work off his collective debt to all of them. Eventually, he can no longer keep up with all the physically demanding labor and decides to sell off his entire mystery box collection so he can get the money he desperately needs. Unfortunately, he can't get the same amount he originally paid, but then the girl running the comic book store stumbles upon an action figure with a rare factory defect. Lincoln originally thought it was worthless when he first saw it, which is usually the case in real life, but in the Loud House universe, this defective action figure turned out to be extremely valuable. So valuable that he was offered the kind of money that would make him debt-free and get every one of his sisters off his back for good. I do appreciate the clever foreshadowing with the factory defective action figure. Seeing how Lincoln was playing with it at one point in the episode, I kinda knew that was going to be important later on. In the end, the Loud sisters got their money back, and at least Lincoln was able to keep his limited edition David Steele figure. Everyone gets a happy ending, so that's always nice. Overall, this episode is not all that bad, with the lead character ending up in some sort of paying off one credit card with another credit card situation. The central message of the story was how you need to be careful when it comes to borrowing things from other people, especially money. You just never know what's going to happen and for how long it's going to happen, and Lincoln found that out the hard way. The story was good, the character presentations were fine, and everyone managed to get what they want. A visual plot hole I noticed was how Todd the robot looked dirty and rusty because he needed an oil change, but then then there was a scene where he was looking totally fine. That's a weird inconsistency. And of course, the biggest standout was the running gag of Lincoln being forced to wear high heels. He understandably had a difficult time walking in them, and that's the reason why he kept breaking things and why Lola kept running up his tab. The funny thing is, Lincoln eventually learned to maintain his balance and could actually walk in them without any problems by the end. Not the most hilarious payoff to our running gag, but this one was definitely worth a few laughs. With that said, I give Beg, Borrow, and Steal an 8 out of 10. Well folks, that concludes my review of Beg, Borrow, and Steal. So I gotta ask, what did you guys think of this episode? Sound off in the comments below, and be sure to click that subscribe button for more Loud House related content. That's going to do it for me. I'll catch you guys for the next video, but until then, this is SteamTeamRedubUK, CC Trainor-Ling, signing off. Peace out, home slices.